Rockets will play their first game of the NBA season tonight, but with only 9 players available because of COVID-19. The Rockets' first game was postponed because of ongoing quarantine issues among several players. Now, superstar James Harden on your screen recently fined $50,000 for attending a prohibited social gathering, but will be available tonight when the team plays Portland. 6 other Rockets players are either self-isolating or awaiting negative tests to rejoin the team. Now, like last season, the 2020 to 2021 NBA season has already been impacted by COVID-19, starting much later than normal with less games and most teams not allowing fans to be at the games. Joining us to talk more about how COVID-19 is impacting the NBA season is sports journalist Brandon Robinson, also known as Scoop B, a senior writer with Heavy.com and host of the Heavy Live with Scoop B podcast. Scoop, good to have you back here.
Hey, man, it's been a while. Happy holidays.
It has. Merry Christmas to you. Now, let's jump right into it. This is the second year the NBA is juggling playing basketball during a pandemic. What did the league learn from last year?
Safety precautions. I think the biggest thing here essentially is, okay, we had the bubble in Orlando. We saw what worked. How do we take that to a home arena near you? You locally in Chicago, the Pacers and the Bulls are playing as we speak. Indiana has a big lead. How do you keep the players safe? What essential workers do you need? And the rapid tests are a thing that are happening daily. Honestly, really and truly, when you look at the NFL, the NBA combined what they put together in the bubble, look at the rapid testing that the NFL did. And I think they're looking to have minimal outbreaks, but that's not necessarily a reality. And that really has nothing to do with just whether or not players go to strip clubs. I mean, who you were exposed to, was it at the grocery store, was it here, was it there? I think that the 158-page memo that the NBA released to all 30 teams before the season started detailed those things. When you eat, where you eat, how you eat. And every state is different. You look at the Christmas game the other day between the Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks. The state of Texas has more lax rules in comparison to Los Angeles, which is currently on a very big lockdown. So there are certain things that the Mavericks could not do in Los Angeles yesterday that they were accustomed to doing in Texas. So a lot of red tape that's going on and a lot of figuring it out.
Yeah, you've hit on this next question a little bit, but I want you to dive a little bit deeper. The NBA was praised for its playoff bubble. Why not create a regular season bubble?
I mean, the NBA already shortened the season to about 72 games. It's typically an 82-game season beginning like right before or right after Halloween. That's a lot of bubbles. You look at what the NBA did in Orlando, Florida. You had the top 8 teams in each conference, plus maybe 3 in the Western Conference and maybe 1 or 2 that weren't a top 8-seeded team. That's a lot of bubbles. That's multiple bubbles. And to add more insult to injury, you know, if the NBA did not resume last season, they would have lost $2 billion. And so now the NBA is looking to see what works in a local market, and they're trying to replicate it. I agree with you. I do think there needs to be a bubble, but I'm also mad at Adam Silver.
Yeah, you are not Adam Silver. That's a good line there, Scoop. The Houston Rockets are in the limelight for a lot of reasons right now. James Harden, the team's best player, has requested a trade and also broke the COVID protocol. Now the team has several players out. So 2 questions here for you. 1, how are the Rockets handling this internally? And 2, how will the league be giving out punishment for players breaking the rules the league has put forth?
I'll go to your second question first. Okay. How's the league handling it? A plethora of fines. You saw that happen the other day with James Harden. James insists that it was not a strip club. He has many people say he has a penchant for strip clubs. He likes strip clubs, as does the Los Angeles Clippers' Lou Williams. That being said, James was fined $50,000, and he sat out the first game, which ended up not happening because the Rockets didn't have enough players to play against the Thunder. That being said, I think he's the example. But I think to your first question, I think there's so much more controversy to James Harden than just that. I mean, this is a gentleman who wants out. The Brooklyn Nets, the Boston Celtics, the Portland Trail Blazers, the Philadelphia 76ers, among other teams, have mutual interest with Harden, and it's a chance that he could be out of here. I had the Denver Nuggets as well. Heck, you may want him to come over for New Year's dinner, but I think that's what adds to the whole plot of James Harden right now. He does not want to be in Houston, and this just adds insult to injury to everything that is going on in the world right now, and here we are.
All right, we're wrapping up here, but I do want to know, is the league expecting more games to be postponed, to be canceled because of COVID-19?
They are not. The way that it was phrased to me was they are expecting similar things like this, and this is uncharted territory. I mean, when you look at Major League Baseball, when you look at the NFL, the NBA is now in that area where they are in that situation similar to what was going on last season. So to answer your question, they are expecting more people to test positive throughout the course of the season, and that's where you bring in the reinforcements. G League players and other free agents that are, may get an opportunity to play to represent the team. So this is, I think, just the beginning. You'll see more things happen like this throughout the course of the season. This is a brave new world we live, as Aldous Huxley would say.
Brandon Robinson, thank you so much. Scoop B, buddy, we appreciate you.